Hello students, welcome to our session. And today in this session we will discuss about the last chapter of our textbook. Students, in our textbook we have chapter number from 1 to 15. In this chapter we have discussed about the more information. This all chapter give us more information for our life and for our around us, which things are available around us. In chapter number 1 to 9 in our semester 1, we have discussed about chapter from 1 to 9. In these chapters, we have discussed about the green plants and animals, about the insects, about the clothes, all things which are very important for us. How plants make their food by their own self, doing photosynthesis process, how they make their food and they store their food in themselves. Then also about the animals, how animals survive at the different places, how they live their life using different things which they have around them. Then they also habitat of the animals, and also about the digestive system which is going on in our body. Then how we get different nutrients from the food which are very useful for us, because if we want to do any kind of work then we need energy, and how we will get this energy? We will get this energy from food. So like this all information we have discussed in these chapters. Then we have also discussed about the rocks and soil matter. We have three states of matter available in all kinds of things, for example solid, liquid and gas, how we classify them. Then force, work and energy, weather and our neighbors in space. In space, how many types of planets available and how they are useful for us. So in chapter 1 to 40 we have discussed more information which is available in our textbook. In this session we discuss about the last chapter of our textbook, chapter number 15, and name of this chapter is measuring things. We use different things and we can measure these all kinds of things using different standard units. For example, meter, then liter, millimeter, gram and kilogram. These all standard units are useful for measure the different kinds of things. So now let's discuss about the detail which we have in our textbook. In our previous class, we have read about the various measuring device. Let's now see how we can use these devices to measure things. We use different kinds of things for our different purposes, and we all measure these things which we have used. So them first in them is length. We measure the length of an object using a ruler, meter or measuring tape. Ruler, scale. We use most of scale in all things. In our maths, we also use scale for measuring the length of lines. So in them first length. For length we use objects like a ruler, meter or measuring tape. We have all seen them. A meter rod is used by a cloth dealer to measure the length of materials. Cloth is measured in meters. You all know when you go at the shop to buy a clothes. To buy a cloth, they measure this cloth using a measuring tape. They always measure the cloth in meter. A meter rod is used by cloth dealer. A measuring tape is most commonly used by a tailor. Tailor always use measuring tape to measure the body of human. A ruler is used to measure small lengths. Ruler is used to measure small lengths. Measuring length using a ruler. A ruler has marking in centimeter and inches. You have all seen the rulers. In ruler we can see the measurement is described in centimeter and in inches. while using it we need to take care of certain things. We have to keep some types of take care of it when we use them. Let's see how we can measure the length of a given line correctly using a centimeter making in a ruler, because when we use ruler to measure any kind of thing, if we not take care of them, then we can get mistake in measuring some things. So we have some ways and how we can take care of it when we measure some kind of thing using ruler. So first, keep the ruler straight. When you use ruler, keep it first straight. Place the ruler in such a way that the first marking on the ruler touches the starting of the line. You can see here the picture is also available of ruler. You can see here the first to 10, that means 10 centimeter. Place the ruler in such a way that the first marking on the ruler touches the starting point of the line. Sit straight and focus from the top and not from the sides. Avoid using a ruler with broken ends. Not use ruler which have broken ends, because if we use like this ruler, then we get mistake in measuring. Avoid using a ruler with broken ends. Always avoid using a ruler with broken ends. The length of the line would be the reading on the ruler that touches the end of the line. In the given picture, it is 10 centimeter. You can use ruler like this. If we want to measure any kind of thing, then put on straight ruler within the first end point and measure the. You can see here the line is drawn is 10 centimeter because it starts from 0 mm to 10, that means 10 centimeter. Then if we have long thing, then we can also get measure from 0 to 11 centimeter, 0 to 12 centimeter. So like this we can measure the small length using ruler. Now we go on our next page. Now capacity. Capacity is the measure of the amount of the liquid a container can hold. We use a graduated beaker, measuring cylinder or a measuring glass to measure capacity. They are divided into equal parts and have markings on them. These help us to measure the exact quantity of liquid a container can hold. These measuring devices measure capacity in standard units like liters and milliliters. For example, if we want to a 1 glass water, then a glass measures the quantity of water in liter and in milliliter. So this is called the capacity of container, which can store the quantity amount of water or any other liquid. Measuring capacity using non-standard units. In capacity, we use like milliliters and milliliters. In length, we use meter, and here liter and milliliter. Measuring capacity using non-standard units. We often hear people say, I normally have 8 to 10 glasses of water every day. I normally drink. Or I have put 4 bowls of water in the rice. You have, and I also hear like this talk, utensils like spoons, cups, bowls, glasses, etc. are normally used at homes for measuring capacity. They measure capacities non-standard units. For example, when your mother make rice, always she has told she put 2 or 3 glass water in cooker to make a rice. That means here the glass is measure the quantity of the water. So it is non-standard units, because standard units is liter and milliliter. But at our home we measure quantity of capacity of liquid in using some utensils. These are called non-standard units. Then we have picture here. You can see, look at the given pictures and answer the questions that follow. We have here activity. Look at the given pictures and answer the questions that follow. We have here figure available. First, 2 cups fill 1 glass, 3 glasses fill 1 mug, 20 mugs fill 1 bucket. You can see here the container, different container have different capacity to store water in them. How many cups will fill 1 mug of water? So 2 cups fill 1 glass water. Then how many glasses will fill 1 bucket of water? Then 3 glasses fill 1 mug. And how many cups will fill 1 bucket of water? Then 20 mugs. You can see here the different container have different capacity. Then we have another topic, mass. Mass of an object is the amount of matter in a body. In simple words, mass of an object tells us how heavy or light that object is. How heavy or light that object is. We measure mass using a weighing scale, beam balance, or an electronic balance. We use these devices to weigh things in standard units like grams and kilograms. When we weigh some things, then we use this object, and they have standard units like grams and kilograms. In capacity, we have liter and milliliter. They are standard units of capacity, and another we have also non-standard units when we measure the capacity of water using different utensil. Then in length we have meter. Like this, in mass we have grams and kilograms. Using two standard units, we can weigh any kind of thing. For example, when we go provision store, they give us any type of thing which we buy there. They measure them using the different standard units they have. For this, they have different things, and after measuring them, after weighing these things, they give us, they use standard units. Which standard units? Like grams and kilograms. Now we go on our next page. You can see here we have pictures are available, weighing scale, how we measure the beam balance. Beam balance we also see like this at many shops. Then electronic balance, they all weighting things using this type of objects. Then temperature. Temperature, we have also known about this word temperature. The term temperature refers to the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. We use a thermometer to measure temperature when we have fever. We all use thermometer to measure temperature of our body. The commonly used units of temperature are degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. If you have thermometer at your home, then check it. They have two ends with Celsius and Fahrenheit. That means degree C and degree F. C for Celsius and F for Fahrenheit. Each day has its own maximum and minimum temperature. For example, at running season, we have feel a very cold atmosphere because of winter season is going on. The temperature is cold at time, but in summer the temperature is hot there. This all temperature we can also measure using different thermometer are available around us. It is recorded by a special department set up by the government known as meteorological department. Meteorological department. This department always measures the temperature of the earth, and they also give the news of them on television. You must have often seen that data on the television or in the newspaper. In newspaper, we can also see the news about the atmosphere, about the temperature. The temperature is cold or hot. We use a doctor's thermometer to measure the temperature of our body. When we want to measure the temperature of our body, then we use the doctor's thermometer. It measures the temperature in degree Celsius, C or degree Fahrenheit F. It means that the temperature at C or F. The normal body temperature of a human being is 37 degrees Celsius or 98.4 Fahrenheit. It is our normal temperature. But any kind of person have fever in their body, then the temperature will be high there. That means this person have fever in their body. And so when we want to measure any kind of temperature of human body, if any human will have fever, then we can measure the fever using temperature. Which types of doctor's thermometer? Okay students, so in this session we have discussed about the different objects which we have used for measure different kinds of things. First, length. Tailor most of use this for meter because they always make different dress materials using cloth. Then we have discussed about the capacity. Different containers have different capacity to store water in them. Then we have mass. In mass we can also discuss. We have also discussed about the standard units about the gram and kilograms. Then temperature. Always when we want to measure the temperature, then we use different kinds of thermometer which are available. So now our chapter is completed here. So students, try to read this chapter from your textbook. In your textbooks, in our textbooks we have also some types of pictures, and try to write the answers of the questions. Take care.